Hello everyone, welcome to today's lesson with me, Teacher Adira. So today I'm going to guide you with listening exercises from Unit 7 of Form 4 Full Blast textbook on the topic Mother Nature. So throughout this lesson, I will need you to refer to page 101, page 106 and also page 107 of your textbook so that you will get a clearer picture of what I'm going to talk about later on. Okay, let's start. So here you can read the content standard and learning standard for today's activity. As for the learning objective, by the end of this lesson, pupils should be able to listen to the audios and jot down main ideas or gist to complete 3 listening tasks. Okay, for the first exercise, you can turn to page 101 and go straight to the listening part. Okay, so based on the question here, it says to listen to the first part of a radio program in which the presenter gives some information about a country in Southeast Asia. So as you can see in the question, it provides you with a map consists of Southeast Asia countries. So based on the map, which country is the presenter talking about this week? Circle the correct name on the map. Okay, so you have to listen very carefully, jot down the points that you think relevant. Okay, if you need time to think about the answer, please pause this video before actually proceed to the discussion part.
Listen. A. Listen to the first part of a radio program in which the presenter gives some information about a country in Southeast Asia. Which country is the presenter talking about this week? Circle the correct name on the map. Part 1.
Last week on Round the World in 30 Minutes, we visited Vietnam. And what a wonderful country it is! This week, we're travelling south. Situated in Southeast Asia, south of Thailand and west of the Philippines, this country is a unique place to visit. Of course, I'm talking about...
The key phrase that you can get from the audio is here. So, the presenter says that the country is situated in Southeast Asia, south of Thailand. So, as you can see, Thailand is over here. So, the south part is here. South of Thailand and west of Philippines. So, which one is the answer? The answer is Malaysia. So, let's move to the next question. Okay. For the next part of the question, we read the instruction first. So it says here to listen to the rest of the radio program and complete the sentences. Meaning here you have to fill in the blanks with the correct words that you retrieve from the audio. Okay, you have to remember when it comes to listening exercises, you must know on which part of the audio that you have to focus on and use as the answer. So how can you do that? One of the ways that you can do is by reading the question beforehand, before actually listen to the audio. Okay, why? This is because by reading the question first, you already know which part of the audio that you can focus on. You also have the idea on what thing you have to find while you are listening to the audio. Okay, I give you the first example. You look at question number 2. The Petronas Towers were the world's highest building from blank until 2004. So, when you are reading the question, you already have an idea in your head that you have to find some kind of number that represent a year. Okay? So, when that part of the audio comes, you know and you can jot down the answer in a piece of paper and later on transfer it into the question. Okay, now let's listen to the audio first.
B. Listen to the rest of the radio program and complete the sentences. Part 2.
Malaysia is divided into 2 parts, Peninsular Malaysia and the island of Borneo. Peninsular Malaysia is the western part of the country, and it includes Tanjung Piai, which is the southernmost point of mainland Asia. Borneo, which is the eastern part of the country, includes Malaysia's highest mountain, Mount Kinabalu, at 4,095 metres, and one of the largest caves in the world, Sarawak Chamber, with an area of over 164,000 square metres. Malaysia has a wide variety of animals and plants as a result of its climate and the rainforest that covers a large part of the country. Thousands of different species of plants and animals are found in Malaysia, including the rare plant Rafflesia, which is found only in Borneo and Sumatra, and the proboscis monkey, which is endangered. One of the main tourist attractions in Malaysia is definitely the Petronas Twin Towers in Kuala Lumpur, the world's tallest twin towers. They are about 452 metres tall and they have 88 floors each. Their construction was completed in 1998, and until 2004 they were the highest buildings in the world. The Petronas Towers are very popular with tourists, and if you visit them you'll certainly see why. Among other things, they offer a breathtaking view of Kuala Lumpur from the observation deck on the 86th floor. They are open Tuesday to Sunday from 9 in the morning to 9 in the evening, except Fridays when they close in the afternoon from 1 to 2:30. A fascinating country indeed, with beautiful scenery, but that's not all. Those who visit must try some of the local dishes, which reflect Malay, Chinese and Indian cuisine. We recommend nasi lemak, which is rice cooked in coconut milk, traditionally served with boiled egg, peanuts, vegetables and a chilli sauce. A simple dish, but delicious. Another thing you shouldn't miss is traditional Malaysian theatre. Whether you want to watch a puppet show or a live performance which includes dancing, acting and singing, you are sure to find something to interest you.
Okay, for question number 1, Mount Kinabalu is, the answer is 4,095 meter high. Where can you get the answer from? It mentioned in the audio. It includes Malaysia's highest mountain, Mount Kinabalu, at 4,095 meters. For question number 2, the Petronas Towers were the world's highest building from the year 1998 until 2004. It mentioned in the audio that the construction was completed in 1998, and until 2004, they were the highest buildings in the world. Okay, for the next question, question number 3, visitors can go to the answer is 86th floor of the Petronas Towers to enjoy an amazing view of Kuala Lumpur. Where can you get the answer from? Breathtaking view of Kuala Lumpur from the observation deck on the 86th floor. Okay, next question. The Petronas Towers remain closed for 1 hour and a half in the afternoon on Friday. So in the audio it mentioned that except Fridays when they close in the afternoon from 1 to 2:30. Okay, for the last question, there are actually 2 answers. The first one, nasi lemak consists of rice cooked in coconut milk. So in the audio it mentioned that nasi lemak which is rice cooked in coconut milk. Okay, the second part of the answer is, and it is served with sauce and egg, peanuts, and the answer is vegetable. Where can you get the answer from? So it mentioned that traditionally served with boiled egg, peanuts, vegetables and a chili sauce. Okay, now that we are done with both questions from page 101, let us move to the next page, that is page 106. So as you can see, this section consists of 5 different multiple answer questions. So what you have to do is, as I said before, it would be very helpful if you can read all the questions beforehand. So you can take some time to pause this video and then read all the questions first. When you are done, let us move to the listening part.
Listen. B. Now listen to part of a radio program and check your answers.
Welcome back. It's time for the answers to last week's quiz. Jenny is here with me to reveal all. Let's see how you did at home. It was quite tricky, Jenny.
It certainly was. Let's get cracking with the first question. How long does it take for a plastic bottle to biodegrade? What do you think, Tom?
I think they take forever. So I say 5,000 to 10,000 years.
Well, plastic bottles have only been around for 50 years, so we don't know for sure. But scientists believe that it will take a lot more than 500 years, even as much as 1,000. It also depends on where it's left for all that time.
I see. Maybe I'll get the next one right.
OK, question 2 was about the amount of oil that can be recovered after an oil spill.
I hope the answer is more than 60%, but I doubt it is.
I'm afraid it isn't, and it's much less than half. In fact, they would be very lucky if they cleaned up 15%, and usually it's much less than that.
And the rest of the oil?
It is absorbed by the environment, killing marine life and seabirds. They try to use chemicals called dispersants to help break down the oil, but many people believe these can do more damage than the oil itself.
It's always very sad to see an oil spill. What about the next question?
Question 3 was, what will the global population be in 2050?
I know this one. At present, the world population is about 7.5 billion, but it will rise even more to about 10 billion in 2050.
That's correct. And scientists consider overpopulation to be one of the worst environmental problems. Just how many human beings can this planet support?
Absolutely. And this is linked to the next question. How much water is there on the planet? There must be less than the amount that existed 1,000 years ago because of overpopulation, am I right?
Not exactly. It's important to understand what exactly is going on. You see, there is the same amount of water on Earth as there has always been. Apart from a few astronauts taking a tiny bit on space journeys, water stays on the planet in some form. However, because of issues such as pollution and overpopulation, there is less of it available to drink.
That was a tricky question.
Maybe it was. Anyway, here's the last one. Which activity is worse for the environment?
Well, I think you're trying to trick me here too. So I'm not going to say driving a car. Is it buying non-organic food?
Actually, it's neither of the two.
What? Having a dog? How can that be true?
Just think. A dog eats a lot of meat, and that meat has to be farmed. Some experts from New Zealand say that this gives it a larger carbon footprint than having a car.
Amazing. Right, let's move on to this week's quiz.
Okay, now let us discuss the answer together. For question number 1, how long does it take a plastic bottle to biodegrade? So the answer is B, 500 to 1,000 years. Why? This is because scientists believe it will take a lot more than 500 years, even as much as 1,000. For question number 2, after an oil spill, how much of the oil is usually recovered? So the answer is A, less than 15%. The speaker mentioned that they would be very lucky if they clean up 15%, and usually it's much less than that. Let's move to question number 3. What will the global population be in 2050? So the answer is C, just under 10 billion. Present world's population is about 7.5 billion, but it will rise even more to about 10 billion in 2050. Okay, for question number 4, how much water is there on the planet? So the answer is A, less than 1,000 years ago. Why? Because of overpopulation. There were less of them to drink. Now, we go to question number 5, which is worse for the environment. The answer is B, having a pet. Because some experts from New Zealand say that This leaving larger carbon footprint than having a car. Okay, now that we have done answering all questions from page 106, let us move to the next page and also the last section of learning exercise in Unit 7. You can turn to page 107. Okay, before we go to the question, here is one tip that you can follow. Okay, first you can jot down small details that are relevant to the question while listening to the audio. This might help to justify your answer. Okay, for the question, we look at the instruction first. It says here you will hear people talking in 5 different situations. For question 1 until 5, choose the best answer A, B or C. So I have divided the audio into 5 parts. As you can see, there are 5 questions in this section. So each audio is for each question. For question number 1, why is the mother angry with the son? As I said before, it is very important for you to read the question first before actually listening to the audio. Now we can listen to the audio.
Listen. You will hear people talking in 5 different situations. For questions 1 to 5, choose the best answer A, B or C. 1.
Good morning, dear.
Morning, Mum.
Excuse me, what are you doing?
What do you mean?
What did you just put in that bin?
My rubbish?
That's the recycling bin, you know.
Really? I thought it was the big blue one.
It's an easy mistake to make. Take out your food scraps.
All right.
Okay, so based on the conversation that the mother had with the son, the answer is because he put his rubbish in the wrong bin. Okay, let's go to question number 2. Question number 2, what are the people talking about? A, smoke, B, acid rain, C, toxic waste. Okay, now let's listen to the audio.
2.
Did you see that documentary last night?
Yes, wasn't it awful?
I know. Just imagine what it's like where we live. There are loads of factories around here.
You're right. They're working day and night pumping out poisonous fumes.
And where do they end up?
In the atmosphere.
Exactly. And when it comes down, it's not only the trees that it harms. Think about the buildings and the ancient ruins.
We should start a campaign to close down the factories. What do you think?
You reckon? I suppose it can't hurt to try.
So, based on the discussion, the answer is B, acid rain. Okay, let's move to question number 3. How is the machine powered? A, wind power, B, solar power, and C, wave power. So let us listen to the audio.
3.
So, let's have a look at your invention, Andrew.
It's over here.
Wow, impressive looking. Does it work?
Well, I took it out to sea yesterday and it worked fine.
Does it need to be in water to work?
I don't think so. As long as it's sunny, it works perfectly. It doesn't really work very well when it's windy, though.
Will that be a problem?
I hope not.
Okay, so which one is the answer? The answer is B, solar power, because the man said just now, as long as there is sun, so there should be no problem. Let's move to question number 4. What did the girl learn about fossil fuels? So let's listen to the options given are A, they won't last forever, B, they are bad for the environment, and C, they are difficult to get. Let's listen to the audio.
4.
Hi, Claire. How was your science lesson?
It was pretty interesting, actually.
You're kidding.
I know, it's hard to believe. We're doing a big project about the environment, and today we learnt about fossil fuels. Mr. Walker told us that it takes millions of years to create fossil fuels, and we're using them up a lot faster than they're being produced. What will we do when there are none left?
We should use alternative energy, really.
That's what we're learning about in the next lesson.
So which one is the answer? The answer is A. They won't last forever. Okay, next is the last question. Question number 5. Which appliance is eco-friendly? So A, the oven, B, the dishwasher, and C, the fridge. Now let us listen to the audio.
5. You have a lovely house, Marcia.
Thanks. Let me show you the kitchen.
Nice.
Well, I think it could do with a few new things. The oven is the same one that was here when I moved in. I need to change that. The fridge and the washing machine are quite new. My brother gave them to me when he moved house.
Did he give you this dishwasher too?
No, that's the only thing that I've bought recently. It was quite expensive, but it uses much less water than other similar models.
That's good.
Well, I like to think I'm doing my bit for the environment.
Yes, and you have a lovely view of the garden from here.
Okay, for this question, what is the answer? The answer is B, the dishwasher. Okay, so we have come to the end of our lesson. I would like to congratulate each and every one of you for being able to participate in today's lesson. Don't forget or feel free to refer to your tutor if you need any further explanation or if you have any question.